Hi everyone, I'm going to react to Assassination Classroom Season 2, Episode 5. And last episode, Itona and the others, Itona created this small thing, RF tank or something or other that they wanted to use to kill Koro Sensei, but then they were using it, making all these adjustments just so they can look under the girl's skirts. I'm like, ugh. Was there anything else? Oh, yeah, by the end there, we saw the principal and his son having this conversation. You know, things are about to go the other way for our students. And yeah, so that's what happened last episode. And before we get into this one, if you guys are my reaction, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and please consider supporting me on Patreon at patreon.com/filmini, where the next reaction for Assassination Classroom is already uploaded there. So please check it out. And now let's start this episode. And here we go.
Okay guys, in case the reaction gets blocked and I had to cut out the reaction itself, you can just look in the pinned comment in the comment section where for the link to the reaction highlight itself, so you can just click on it, watch it, and then you just come back for my review.
Oh, no, to head to the dark side. Oh, so you just want to see him in his role? Him doing his thing? Is that why they're there? Okay. Why is it? He came in now? He came in now? I'm not even sure if I'm saying it right. No. Oh, so he's not allowed to have the job? Ugh. Okay, so I guess him having a job is not supposed to happen? Why is that? Later time. What does he want? What does that even mean? The father was like, how to use the rules to their advantage or something or other. Is that what he's trying to do? They're gonna do it. Wait a minute. Okay. Even his voice sounds manly. I guess I'm not sure how this poll thing's supposed to work. So we'll see. Poll stop playing. Sure. Where is Ito now? What kind of pole? That's alright, man. My boy. Oh, there he is. Yukas? Karma Kavane. My boy. Correct. Look at how cool my boy was. My boy is English. Oh, it was those two that they're gonna converge on you. Is it gonna work though? I guess not. I guess not. I guess not. The last boss. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. The one, right? I hope there's no fake outs or anything. I know. So cool. So cool. So cool. Sure, whatever. He's gonna win. Whatever, man. What else? Don't get your. Yeah, he's a crazy person, man. I like you. See, that's why you're a man's man, man. I don't know why. It feels like I'm like Isoka has been, in the episodes, in the previous episodes or whatever. But I feel like I've never really like zoomed in on him like that. So this episode just made me love him so much. Like so much. Like when they started the episode and then the others were like they infiltrated this whatever. I'm like, to do what? To watch, like I was confused why they were there, and then they showed this guy being his manly self and you know working, and they were counting all the ways where he was so manly, and I was agreeing with every one of them until Asano showed up. Ugh. I really didn't know that having a job outside of school was like against the rules. I guess I don't know why that would be, but I guess it's against the rules, and that was the reason why Asano was sent to the E class in the first place. But then again, the guy's family is poor, like he's poor, so he has to work so that he can eat, so that he can survive. And Asano, remembering what the father told him last episode, was like, okay, I'm gonna give you a chance to prove your whatever in the pole toppling thing at the school sports festival. And I'm like, what the heck? I don't think I've ever seen a pole toppling exercise or anything like that ever in my life. So I didn't really know exactly what that entails. And of course, class 3E, all of them were like, they were gonna help. At first, Isoga was like, okay, you guys don't need to do this, I can just, he can, they can expel me and I can just still do my assassination thing outside of, the school and all that. Like, he was willing to take you know, like, it was his fault, clearly. But then again, it's a necessity. But he was willing to take the loss, so that it doesn't affect the other student. But they didn't let him, 'cause, he's such a good guy. So they didn't let him, and they were all gonna participate. And I'm like, when they first showed them, like on there was this other little events that everybody else was doing or whatever. But the pole thing was the main attraction, right? And when all of them were on the field, I'm asking myself, why is Itona in all of this? Like, it's like I wasn't seeing him among the students. So I'm like, where is he? And he was the main secret weapon. Asano came out, had all these foreign students in his team, and they were like, when they started speaking English, I'm like, their English were clean. So I'm like, okay, this English, the English that they were speaking felt like really like foreigners English and not, non-native English speaking persons. Like when you see the way they're speaking, when you hear the way they're speaking, and you compare it to Karma and Who else was it? Somebody else spoke English. I think it was Itona, but I'm not too sure. But when you compare both of those English, like you can tell the difference. Like it's Karma and the other person. Their English is clearly someone that's not a native English speaker speaking English. That's how it felt like to me. But then the foreigner's English was really clear and all that. So I'm like, I appreciated the difference between those two. And like when the foreigners first approached, like when they were coming, and the two of them like went and they got thrown out of the field, and I'm like, oh my gosh, they took them out. And then they approached and they spoke their English, and I'm like, who among them is gonna speak English? And then it was calm. I'm like, my boy. I love Karma so much. And I'm loving Itona also so much. Like the way I got annoyed with Itona when he first started showing up and was going against Goro Sensei and all that. I'm like, that's like the complete opposite now. Like I absolutely love him. I love his personality and his strength, I guess. Like I don't know. I love him. So when they were both coming up with these strategies strategies, right? They were able to, first of all, not one of them, but the foreigners, they were able to like keep them there, I guess. And then there was this Asano sending these two flanks, whatever, people at them. And then they were like, okay, there's a way we need to go get Asano. So they were running in there, but then the flanks like turned around and tried to close them in. And then that's when they went on this, like, started parkouring over the field. I love the way Karma just flipped sort of over the stands when the others were like running, and he's like this. I'm like, oh, my boy, you look so cool. So they were running all over the place because there was no rule against using all of the field. Like there's no rule against it. So they were doing all of that, and then the two people that got, sent out there, and you think they're out, they just straight up run up to the pole, and they were like trying to push the pole down or whatever, but then it wasn't enough. And then you see those the others that were sort of like holding the foreigners over there with the pole, their pole, they just set it straight, running straight to them. And then it was only two people there that were still keeping the foreigners there. And they're like, how are they doing this? And it's like, leverage. Oh yeah. The glasses guy, he also spoke English, because he was telling the foreigners that they can't do anything without Isogai Asano's orders, right? So yeah. So they were keeping them there, and then all the other people were just like, they ran straight at Asano. But then Asano, knowing martial arts, he was fighting, right? But then our secret weapon, so cool. That was so cool, man. It was so cool when they toppled the thing, and then they sort of like move away from there. I'm like, I hope they won't, and that there wasn't any other kind of fake out or any other kind of thing that Sano did to make them lose or something or other. But no, it didn't happen. They won. They won, and I absolutely loved it. And then we go to the principal and Asano and his foreigners, and the foreigners were trying to get the principal to appreciate what Asano was able to do, even though he lost. And then this dude, man, he beat them all up, then started talking about his backstory. about how when he went to martial arts school or whatever, the first day, not if he first started with how he beat the master in like in the third day he beat him up with that scratch or something or other, and then he went back and he said the first day when he got there he got beaten up so badly and that lost that frustration. He used that on the second day, and then he learned all these martial arts stuff, was absorbing all this knowledge, and then on the third day he beat the master up. I'm like, okay. Then he's like asking Asano, so why don't you have that kind of, when you lost the first time around, why didn't you have that kind of pent up frustration and did everything that you could to win this time around? I'm like, oh, right. I don't know how they're gonna take down this principal, but I hope they do. I hope they tear down his perfect form of education that he has going on. Like, yeah. How many episodes are there in this? I think there's only 2 seasons, right? And okay, we're on episode 5, so we still got a ways to go. Oh my god, I don't know how this principal thing is gonna end, but I want him taken down, man. Like, I really do. And then at the end there were all these leftover bones. And he goes like, "Can I have them? Because I can make all these things with them." I'm like, oh, he's so. The fact that he's poor has given him the ability, I guess, to use anything and everything to help him. You know, I don't know. I love him. I love him now, even though it seems like he's not part of the main like 3. Like I said, when I saw the intro, like the first 3 people that they show, the first 3 students that they show during the intro is Nagisa, Kayano, and Karma. But I'm like, nah, these 5 are like my favorite characters. 5. Itona being one of them. Itona, Karma, Isogai, Kayano. Well, let me just say top 4. Nagisa, Kayano, like I like her and all that, but it's not like I love her or anything. But yeah, top 4. Love them. So thank you guys for watching, and if you like this reaction, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and please consider support on Patreon. Patreon.com/feelingme, where you can find the full length of this reaction there, and also my reaction to episode 6 of Assassination Classroom are also there as well. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Ba 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 ba.